Hello, thank you very much for tuning in to this week's section of reads. This should be on the YouTube channel James13 Wicca in case you're seeing it somewhere else. Um, if you are interested in the dice or the decks I'm using for these readings, those are listed below. Other than that, if you'd like a reading from me, shoot me an email, jamesforastral@gmail.com. That's James the number 4, astral@gmail.com. If you're interested in the donation information, that's below, same email. Thank you very much for watching. Let's get into your choice. Hello, Cancer. Thank you very much for tuning into this week's read. These readings are valid for whenever you come to them. That being said, what do we have for Cancer? Fire energy right off the bat. There's a lot of... you got all 4 elements right in the center. Okay, something might be balancing out for you. It might be one of those things where you're kind of like, well, it's kind of due. What's balancing out here? Something is balancing out here. Okay, that's fine. That's it. Something is balancing out. Now, whatever is balancing out, the worst is behind you. The worst has already happened. It's part of the history. And it's kind of like, you know, if that's balancing out in my favor, what does that mean? The current energy is kind of like, I feel like I'm just holding space for the result. I'm holding space for the result. You may not be talking with somebody at the moment, which doesn't have to be like an official no contact. It just might be like, you know, they don't text you, you don't text them. If they're at a function, some type of gathering, you might just politely bow out without any reason. Could be the same thing happening the other way. I feel like whoever it is, I haven't talked to them in a while, and if I've seen them, I've walked away so that I don't. You may have technically talked to this person, but just very shortly and just not like rude, but just kind of like, oh, I gotta go. Kind of like, oh, I gotta get going. Oh, got things to do. Gotta wash my hair. Gotta wash my hair. You know that excuse. It's not. You seem to be okay right now. But there is something. I mean, this is the past. It's already gone. It's the 10 of Swords. It's already gone. But this might be one of the reasons. Well, this is probably the reason. Let's be fair. It's probably the reason why. There's something that you're like looking backwards. You're like, I don't like that. And sometimes for Cancer, it's like my experience with Cancer is depending on who's connected. You know, it's like that's the best I can do is just stay away from it. If that makes sense. It's the best I can do is just stay away from it. Whatever that means. Which I don't feel bad about. Now you got all 4 elements right in the center. Knight of Pentacles. Knight of Swords. Page of Wands, which is good for this. And then the 7 of Cups, which is the water element. You're careful at what you... You're very careful on what you are connected with. You're very careful with what you're connected with is what I don't know, because I don't feel like I'm like drilling it down to a behavior. You're not careful with every little thing you do. I just feel like, oh, I know they're going to be over there and I'm careful not to go over there if I don't have to. It's not like, okay, I'm going to go over there and I'm just going to do this, that, and the other thing. It's not like that. It's more like, I'm just going to try to not. I feel like you're being very careful with communication too. I feel like you're setting up some buffers. Seems to be smart, makes sense. But the moment is coming where the balance is coming forward. I got the Emperor as a part of this with the Page of Pentacles, which is making me think something's coming. Something just has to be dealt with. Sooner or later, the moment is coming. Just so you know, the heads up, it's coming. How is this going to go for Cancer? Is that the World? That is the world. This is changing everything. And this is bringing you back into the game. You got good cards here. Okay, good point. You got Judgment in your favor. That's where I thought that was. I kept thinking Judgment in your favor, and I'm like, I'm not seeing... Yep, it's right here. If I can pick it up. Judgment in your favor, right here. Judgment is in your favor when it comes to this situation. So... The Devil card, I'm not a reader to think, oh no, the Devil card, oh, let's cry in our tears. No. The Devil card has a few different angles to it. It does talk about Capricorn sometimes. And some of the positive attributes of Capricorn are boundaries. And like when they say they're going to do something, they're going to do it. They're also not going to give up one even iota of ground. If they say no, they will hold their ground like nobody's business. I'm saying that because there's a lot of Capricorns in my family. And if there's one thing I've learned that you never do with a Capricorn is you don't push them. Because they will hold the ground like nobody, it doesn't matter. Like for better, for worse, they will hold that ground. They will hold that ground like nobody's business. So whatever this is here, I think this energy is working to your benefit. There's a boundary. You might have other people in connection with this, in correlation, who are not willing to back down on certain things. Be careful of this. I would be careful. I know this is a good card, but they're saying be careful not to add into it. Because it could be like a pendulum swing, if you follow me. Right now it's heading over your way. If it swings too high, we're going to get a balance and it's going to go back to this. You don't want this. Like, this is no good. So if you're careful with it, you're just careful how much, like, let other people say what they got to have. Say what they got to have. Let them say what they got to have, whatever that works out to. Be careful not to add into it. Let it solve itself. Be careful not to add into it. You got to do what you think is right, but I'm getting... when it starts going your way, just construct... Like, be careful. Don't say so much. Do more than say. Do more than say. Just put things where you want them. Be careful, though. You don't want that pendulum to swing too far to your good, because it will swing back, is what I'm getting. You want to kind of slow down that pendulum. We don't want to, like, really push it and make it really, really go your way, because, again, there will be the balance later. I hope this makes sense, what I'm saying. So, like, be careful, because, like, I'm trying to find a good analogy for this, but I don't like what I'm seeing. All right, this is what I'm getting, and this is how it's coming. So there's a room, and there's a lot of things in this room, and somebody did you dirty. And they're saying, here, go into this room, Cancer, and take whatever you want. You deserve it. You've been on the bottom part of this for too long. Take what you want. You deserve it. You have the ability to take too much. You have the ability to take things that not only other people want, that maybe you don't need, but you know other people want, and you're just not happy with them. Stuff like that. So I know that's not the nicest analogy, but you take it with a grain of salt. It's kind of like, all right, go in there and take what you think you're honestly going to need and honestly going to use. Be careful. Be generous to leave stuff behind. If you're generous to leave stuff behind, later it plays to your benefit pretty strongly. And it kind of like, because I feel like later it's going to come back like, Cancer took this, Cancer took that, Cancer took this, Cancer took that. And if you're like, hey, I just took what I needed, and I took what I knew I was going to use. Everything I took, I made use of, I made good of. I didn't take anything unfairly. I didn't take anything I wasn't going to use. I didn't take anything I thought somebody else wanted just to be spiteful. I just took things that I thought were fair and that I was going to genuinely use. So be careful of that, because the balance will come around. The balance will come around, and I feel like, people are going to complain, but they're not. If you make it so they really don't have much to work with, it's really gonna bring down the swing to this pendulum. So like if it was swinging up to a 5, back and forth to a 5, you could bring this down to a 2 or a 3 by doing this, and then it's swinging back at a 2 or 3. And then once you do it the first time, I feel like you're going to recognize the next opportunity to bring it down to a 1 or a 2 and just kind of keep bringing it down as far as you can. And I just kind of like, you'll find a way to manage it that way. And that's when things will really start going to your advantage in this situation, whatever it is, when you get control of that pendulum and you keep slowing it down, you become more in control and get more what you want out of the situation because you're taking the power away from whoever is the aggressor on this. I feel like I've already been talking to this, but let's see. So you got the move on, move forward, and don't give people time that don't deserve your time. Anybody who's just trying to keep problems going, especially if they're, if they're the chatty type and they're not really saying much, they're just trying to create problems. No. There may even be some people you like that are kind of doing that. I would just leave them to their own devices and just kind of avoid them and just not play into it. Just not play into it. Leave them to their own devices. Let them reap what they sow. The more you disconnect from it and you just don't play into that, it's making my nose itch because I feel like it's going to be aggravating. I feel like that's what that's telling me. It's going to be aggravating. It's like, it's going to be aggravating, but you can step away from it and this will put more of it in your control, put you more in the power position. You know you can do it. You know you can do it. You know you're very strong when you want to be, and when you've made up your mind, you've made up your mind. So if you decide that's what you're going to do, you will do it. They're just saying it will pay off. I feel like sometimes it's like, well, I could do that, but what good is it? These other people are going to, walk right over me. These people are not going to walk over you. Standing up for yourself and putting the boundary and standing up for your boundary is different than this situation. Like, definitely, if somebody starts walking over your boundaries and trying to, like, encroach, no, we're not doing that. And we respond to it as necessary. But, like, if people are just blah, 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 let them be to their own devices. Even if they're people you like, let them just say, hey, you know what, I'm not into that conversation. No, thank you. And just kind of move on from it. This situation has the ability to start turning more to your favor. It's not the fastest. It's not. It's slow and steady wins the race. Two of Pentacles, slow decisions leading to better outcomes. Slow decisions leading to better outcomes. You will hit this moment, though, where you're really going to start seeing it. And that's going to be very inspiring, where you really start seeing it, going, yeah, I've been doing this, and it has been slowly but surely getting better, and it has been worth it. The only other thing I would put into this situation is other people playing the poor me card. I don't know what that is. Because they get this card is the Five of Cups, and I keep feeling somebody going, oh, poor me, poor me, poor me. But I don't know what to do with it. So can I say anything for Cancer? I keep getting like people are trying to pull on your heartstrings. I wouldn't. I don't know what this poor me energy is, but I feel like it's an emotional trap. I don't know. I mean, all I can think of is like I keep seeing people are like, oh, poor me, I don't have enough to eat. So like, I drop off some food and I'm like, I gotta go. I'm like, well, here's some food. I had some leftovers. They're still good. But I have this leftover, this stuff. And here you go. They're in your fridge now. I gotta go. So you have food. Like, I'm not giving them the ability to choose DoorDash and I'm just gonna pay for their DoorDash. I'm not doing that. I bring them food. I brought them the leftovers. It's all good. It's all good stuff. It's in your fridge. Do what you want with it. You have food now. But I keep getting like that response to this. Like, poor me, poor me, poor me. Help them on your terms and just step away. And that's the best thing I can say. Like giving somebody leftovers when they don't have anything to eat. Maybe give them 3 different things you have left over. It's still good food. There's nothing wrong with it. And you're like, well, it might go bad if I keep it here. Or maybe you had stuff in the freezer. Here, I brought it for you. You just got to heat it up. Enjoy. And if they're like, well, that's not what I wanted. Yeah, well, you're hungry, so it'll work. So that's good enough. If you're crying the poor me thing, don't do it to their specifications. Do it to yours. That's, I think, what we're going for there. All right, I'm going to shut this down here. Hope that helps. Thank you very much for watching. If you'd like a direct reading from me, shoot me an email, James4astral@gmail.com. That's James the number 4 astral@gmail.com. If you're interested in the donation information, that's below. Same email. Thanks again for watching. Have a great day.